How are we doing tonight?
Nervous, but
Feeling pretty good.
I think so.
You ready to take some thick, meaty cock? Welcome to the casting couch.
What?
I'm Jacob. I play bass in the band Toxicon. Rather decently, I might add.
I'm gonna cut that last part.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. The core concept, I suppose, which is just that big, dirty I remember the exact moment that became an important part of something I was going to write. We were playing at the Bendigo Music Man. It was the part of the Purge tour, so that would have been in 2016, I assume. But I was walking across the dance floor. It was Bendigo Music Man, so it was relatively empty, as always. And yeah, Darker Half just started playing The Stranger, and as soon as they just hit that note, I was like, oh, yeah, no. And I just remember almost strutting back into the center of the dance room so I could just hear perfectly that note, because it just immediately resonated with me. I spent, I don't know, probably the next year and a half trying various different like things that would work with. I'd try some like off time stuff, I'd just try to fit it in, it never really worked. And then, yeah, about a year and a half, 2 years after that, I was sitting at home when I lived with Adam and Tom, just plopped myself down in front of the TV, chucked some garbage on and just wrote the chorus in almost one sitting. It was just like, cool. I'm like, oh, that's, yep, I'm keeping that. I think that, yeah, it's a little bit wanky, but you hear how stonemasons and stuff talk about like the art is already in the piece of marble and they're just really, you know, exposing it. Music's kind of the same. You've only really got 12 notes and you're just pulling the song out of the ether. Like, it's a bit wanky, but sometimes it just works like that. Sometimes you just magically do it. And then sometimes you spend months and months and months, and maybe a couple more months, and you barely come up with something, and I don't know, I suppose that's just how it goes. Sorry, I wrote the chorus, intro, and then the verse, and that's when I got Swiss involved.
My name is Adam, and I play guitar for the band Toxicon. Deletist was pretty interesting, actually. I remember Jacob presented a tab when we were all living together, Tom, Jacob and I. And I remember hearing it and thought like the whole feel and bounce of the song was really, really interesting. So it didn't take too long, and Jakey and I sort of got into the shitty little studio that we had in that house. And we were sort of tapping it out, and I think that whole first half of the song, I think most of it was just exactly as Jacob wrote it.
Well, I kind of just sat around playing that for a couple of days and then just came up with the speed up part, because it just felt what was natural. And then, yeah, once again, the rest of it just kind of wrote itself. It just kind of flew from my fingers to be made. And then, yeah, then we get to the fun part of the song, the breakdown. I love this part of the story.
We wanted to do a breakdown, and we wanted to come up with an interesting pattern for this whole end of the song. We'd had a successful time of writing a sort of thrashier, groovier section coming out of the first half of the song, but we didn't know what to do for a breakdown.
So me and Swiss were working there. I think we'd been spending about half an hour, maybe an hour, trying to come up with a pattern, because we decided we need a cool pattern here, just a cool breakdown to really, you know, punch it home, finish off the song on a strong punch note. So I fuck off, go to the toilet, and I come up with an idea.
He came back and he had this idea. He looked at me and he's like, give me like 3 numbers. And I'm like, what for? And he's like, just give me 3 numbers. This is gonna be sick. So I gave him, I think it was a 6, a 27 and like a 43. or something like that.
That's the pattern. That's what we're gonna do. He looked at me like I was insane.
And he turned around and he like clicked around on the tab program and he's like, listen to this. And I looked over expecting it to be interesting. And he somehow fit the whole thing into the time structure and it sounded sick.
That's how we wrote it. It'll never work again. It doesn't have to ever work again, but fuck me. Dumbest way I can recall that we've done that.
It turned out really, really well, from recording it to, you know, getting the final bounce back, just like a lot of our stuff. We knew it was going to sound really good going in because we were pretty meticulous in crafting all of our songs, but Deletist just sounded massive and chunky and it just achieved the vision. We don't have a song like it and probably won't write a song like it again, so it's just fantastic.
We knocked it out of the park. Like, what are we gonna do? Make another Deletist and it's just gonna be, oh yeah, look, they made another Deletist. Oh well, like the second time you make everything, it's mostly just shitter.
It's this big, epic stadium metal song that's gonna absolutely translate well to a live scenario. So I'm very, very excited for that song and to play it and have it as part of our set lists for a long time.